magistrate reached a verdict. I have guilty or innocent. Spare me this mockery of justice.
Yeah, you just can't tell everybody to fuck off. It sometimes doesn't go that well.
Yeah. Speaking of telling people to fuck off, goddamn, I guess trucker update for prosperity here.
Oh yeah,
Posterity.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, they're finally fucking this everyone. Why did we activate the Emergency Powers Act? That was not required.
Well, that's really got people in a fucking panties in a bunch now because everybody's unifying on Justin.
Yeah, it was a real dumb move, and like I don't know. I guess like this is Doug's got a hand in this
it's
as
because
well.
It's because the police department was like, fuck this, we don't have enough guys.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And then Doug was like, fuck this, I don't care. And also so was the mayor. So and then it was like, oh shit, this is a fucking disaster because we decided not to give a fuck on the onset.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the solutions that they're putting forward are, increased fines, loss of license, stuff like that. These things, you don't need the Emergency Powers Act to do this. And none of this, one of the things that we're discovering is like this bullshit about foreign funding. It's bullshit about foreign funding, and like you had suggested, it's fucking grandmas. It's fucking grandmas. It's like something like 37,000 Canadians just open their wallets to these stupid assholes.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's generally where the money's coming from, based on what people have been able to determine, because, I mean, you can get money from all sorts of things. But
yeah, there's a list, I guess, got leaked.
Yeah. And the list, that'll tell you who's who.
Joe Rogan on there?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure he provides a different sort of material support. He's a propagandist, but a fool. He's not really a propagandist in the sense that he has. I don't think he has an objective. I think he's just a fucking idiot.
Idiot? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's actually outright said that, hasn't he?
Well, he's called himself a self-described moron or whatever, and that's
I'm just a fucking moron. What do I know about this? You tell me.
Yeah, no, but
it's a great host standpoint.
Yeah, but it's not though. He has so many fucking opinions. Ask, he's not.
Yeah, he does those after the guests leave, though.
No, even when he's there, fine. He'll play this Socratic fool for a little while, but I mean, I think one of the reasons people listen to him is because he's not just asking questions, he's engaging in a sort of conversation. And I think when he calls himself a fool, that's just his way of saying, like, I have all these opinions, but I want to be forgiven for it. I want you to not actually notice that I have all these opinions and I spout them with such authority and confidence. So I'll just call myself a moron, and that way, I can always point to that statement and actually, I'm actually self-deprecating. No, you're not. You're really not. You're Joe Rogan.
I like that you have feelings about Joe.
I got a lot of feelings about Joe. He's a fucking platformer for fucking white nationalists and shitheads and agitators and fucking real bad actors. And he doesn't call any of them to task. But he also has other guests. Fine.
Did you treat yourself, speaking of that kind of shit, did you treat yourself to my Tucker Carlson?
I'm familiar with what Tucker's up to. Speaking of white nationalists,
did you see what he said about? Did you see what he said about fucking that Justin Trudeau had suspended democracy?
No, I didn't see that. That doesn't surprise me.
He compared him to Stalin, also.
Yeah, that's the way they go. That's his brand. He's
You don't buy any of that? I think maybe that's what Justin's up to.
You think he's Stalin at this point? I'm not sure.
It's looking like a great reset. I don't know.
Yeah, it's coming real fast. It's our social credit scores are. I mean, I don't want to speak out for fear of being silenced or disappeared. So. Fuck. Fucking bullshit.
Hopefully they pick. Hey, that was sarcasm, by the way. YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. Don't punish us. Don't punish us.
Yeah, this just in. The jig is up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on to you, Justin.
Nazis.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit.
Justin dropped the ball on a few things this week, though.
Yeah. That's fine.
When he told that Jewish kid that she stood with swastikas.
Oh shit! I don't.
That's brand new. That happened in the last 2 days or so.
Oh boy, yeah, he's got to be careful.
In the conservative house.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He was like, you and the conservatives stand with swastikas, just like flatlining. He figured it'd be a mic drop on one of these old WASP guys.
Yeah.
But
didn't quite work out.
Didn't land. It was like a Holocaust survivor's kid.
Oh, okay, all right.
Or a grandchild or something.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a gaffe, you know, like that's a rhetorical gaffe. Yeah, I don't. I can't defend that. I don't know. I don't really want to defend him at all. You know, like I think I just get annoyed when everybody sort of hates on him just for the sake of hating on him because they find him smarmy and shitty. He's smarmy and shitty. Yeah,
he is smarmy and shitty. That's true. But I mean, any fucking politician that's going to be in his shoes is going to come out that way.
Yeah, well, what's the alternative? Like, I mean, dead-eyed and cruel. You know, like that's your flavor. You know, like that's your Canadian flavors. Like, because we went from Stephen Harper, who looks like the fucking emperor before he got all old and wrinkly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the scary part is? People speak fondly of him.
Well, it was a peaceful time. You know, it felt like a peaceful time. You know,
except for the foolscap sheet of nightmare horrors that he enacted.
Oh, for sure.
Closed doors. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. He's like I read a biography of him as racist grandpa was coming into power, and whatever Harper got up to, it was exactly what racist grandpa was getting up to. It was just the nicer version of it. It was just the version where the guy doing it wasn't a complete asshole, just jerking off and throwing feces at everyone. But it was precisely the same.
That's scary.
I hear you. Yeah, not great. What is
anyway,
great though?
That's your update on Canadian politics for today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, did you see the fuck you guy too? Just to end that.
Oh no, there's a fuck you guy?
Yeah, there's a guy that's like got this. They started doing like part of our heritage videos with him now.
With who?
This guy in Ottawa just hanging off his balcony, being like, "Hey, fuck you," and he's doing fucking protests.
Hey, just make sure it's clear. Fuck you. Shut up. Shut up and go fuck yourself. Fuck you and fuck you. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck about you. Go the fuck home. Nobody fucking cares about your bullshit. You walk around with your fucking tailgate party and your goddamn nonsense. Nobody fucking cares. Exactly. Put your fucking camera away. Shut up your fucking ass, piece of shit. You got fucking fuck you, and fuck you. There, you got to get my fucking statement last time? Fuck off. Go fuck yourself.
All right, let's just. So anyway, let's get into some Batman. Let's do some Snyder Batman.
Yeah, I had a couple problems with this.
Okay. Like technical problems or like.
Just sort of a right off the bat. This is sort of an overview problem.
Okay, well before we do that, so it's Batman Volume 2, numbers issues 21 through 24. So we're talking about 0 Year, Part 1, Secret City, which from August 2013 to November 2013. We got your Snyder, we got your Capullo, we got your FCO Placencia. And I guess this is Volume 4 in the collected editions.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
It's beautiful.
So what grinds your gears, my friend?
Well, a couple of things. Why didn't Batman's story lead into this? Obviously, because we did a big, ridiculous DC universe reset here. Something like that. Is that what happened?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, okay, that's fucking great. But unless I read that, I wouldn't even have any bearing for resetting Batman to a weird and bizarro world infancy. Mm-hmm. Which is... I guess that's I'm mad at myself because that's kind of a, what do you call it? That's a continuity problem that I have. But yeah, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. I just don't like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you guys fucking want? Like amalgam? Like nobody likes big forced events. give us a writer and an artist, and fuck off with that. I'm not going to buy Kid Flash. I'm not. Suck my dick.
Let's keep in mind though, this is issue 21. There's been a bunch of Batman comics by Snyder and Capullo up to this, and yeah, there was no foreknowledge that he was suddenly going to go back in time. But let's remember Frank Miller's Batman Year One was a 4-issue story. Within it just showed up out of nowhere all of a sudden. Like there was Batman happening, and then there's a big block of fucking awesome shit, and then that went back in time, and then and then it went forward.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Second problem, since we're once again rebooting Batman, I don't feel any urgency at all. The first time Year One is told, which is a Frank Miller thing, right?
Yeah.
There's urgency and fear for the character, because you really didn't get any backstory, but like starting with this is not like a brand new Batman. This guy's like finding himself. Actually, they start the book with him being a dangerous motherfucker in like weird makeup with like basically guerrilla warfare tactics.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about this guy at all, which I think is a problem for this arc, is that the bad guys seem soft and though clever. I did like the Riddler, really like the Riddler in this book, but I wasn't scared for anybody. I was just like, oh, it's just happening, That's a really good point, because you're right. It's like 6 years ago. So we're going back in time. And yeah, like we do get the impression that Batman, they think Batman's dead. Yeah, he thinks you're dead, so he thinks you're dead, so there's still a confrontation to come. Batman's there's a confrontation,
down,
but there's a confrontation, but you're basically still telling me like he thinks you're dead, but like now you told me that my guy's good to go. And and in addition to that, like he has an advantage. I don't know. You give Batman like a tactical advantage, and you're like, okay, may as well close this book up. Looks like Bruce wins this round.
Yeah, and these stories all take place, like it says, 5 months earlier. So it's 5 months. Basically, the bulk of this story is 5 months before 6 years ago. So like I guess 6.5 years ago, and then it'll catch up. That's a really good point, James, and you're right. I have some things that I really like about this book, but you're right. It does sap something from it to present it in that fashion. So, sorry, Snyder.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm being.
No, that's fair.
But
bus budget. I think you're right.
And like, I'm sorry, like his Bruce Wayne seems to be like an invincible monster. Also.
Well, he's Batman.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, he's quite the fucking Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, we've kind of seen that from him.
We
but
like
this is
that,
like,
though, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I guess we don't. I guess we don't mind. But maybe let's remember death in the family of the family, right? So let's see if we can find some sort of thematic parallel. Like that Batman's getting his ass kicked all the time, and this Batman's. When the Joker invites Batman onto his throne, I think he's inviting this Batman to come back. Like this guy that impressed the Red Hood. Like, well, look at this guy. Saved all those guys and fucking drops him in the river and then throws up the middle finger. I fucking love that. I talked about that last time. I was like, that's such a great Batman moment. That's probably one of my favorite.
It was really cool. They immediately They immediately give you that upside down Bruce. He's a specimen. Yeah.
He's a young and he's got all his costumes and stuff like that. He's kind of like, it's kind of a weird way of it's crime fighting via mission. He's trying to do like Mission Impossible shit, I guess, at this point. He hasn't become Batman yet.
He's a terrorist here.
Yeah.
This would be domestic terrorism. He's impersonating people. It's really scary. It's really Mission Impossible. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's a really cool though. It's a really cool Year One spin, though.
I agree. That's the other thing I like about this. I think that, okay, you're right. It lacks narrative force. I think it manages to do like kind of a fun, never before seen take on early Batman. He even managed to bring something new to the like I shall become a bat scene, and I was like, shit, that's pretty good.
That's true.
That's hard to do.
And Uncle Philip too. We got to some like back, even though it was sort of like superficial. It was just, but it was, you got to have some more back family, like additional Wayne tragedy. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like he's part of this like rich family. Like really, only his mom and dad existed. You know, like usually these oligarchs, you know, they're interconnected. You know, like all the families are part of one another. And Bruce should have more of that. He should have more of an aristocratic problem in the back of his life. You know, that's actually kind of a thing that would be kind of cool, actually, a way of doing like a Game of Thrones element to his lifestyle on top of being Batman.
I was gonna say more like a Downton Abbey.
Yeah, it might be more like a Downton Abbey
in the background. Oh, the Wayans.
Yeah. Oh shit. Actually, that'd be good too. That'd be funny. Maybe
I feel like there would be a way to do it.
I think there's a tons of ways of doing it, and I'm surprised. I might be wrong, but I don't think that's ever been done. So if anyone's listening,
copyright,
it's our ideas. Dibs on the Downton Abbey Batman. It's gonna sell like hotcakes.
I can see my face presenting this in court.
We'll just
right there. There's the dibs. Check out the timestamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and I don't know. Like but you're right though. Like it's like I also still don't want to see this story anymore. I'm so sick of Batman's origin. I didn't really need Scott Snyder's version of this. And the way he so intimately and I don't need all of the villains, Batman's villains like the Riddler and the Joker and everyone to be so intimately tied with Bruce Wayne's story. That's what he's trying to do here. Like, you know, like even the Joker's like, actually, not the Joker, sorry, the Red Hood, is, you know, like, actually, it was your parents' death that gave birth to me as well. And you're like, well, don't do that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like, it doesn't, well, that was the 1989 Batman gag. It was that the Joker killed his parents, right?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and it connects the two together. Yeah,
and it makes it so that there's like an inevitable, like a fate sort of part to the story, but
yeah. And then Nigma's mixed up with you know, his uncle. What's his name? Philip Kane.
Uncle Phil.
Yeah. And then, you know, and it's all about like so we got the origin of the giant penny. You know, and we don't really need that. That's not something that needs to be like described. And I can see how someone like on an extended arc, really wanting to put their stamp on the Batman, would want to go to those places, particularly if they had like the sort of nerdy and obsessive tendencies that Scott Snyder very clearly has.
Yeah, but that's why he's the kind of guy that can, like, I don't know, who else in the last 10 years is nobody, or even 15 years, or maybe even since Grant Morrison's run, who else has picked up Batman book and run a series that you can go back to and be like, shit, that was good.
Yeah, no, and his Riddler is fucking amazing, and we're going to get a lot more Riddler in part 2. I think actually I remembered being kind of let down by this part 1, but then really kind of taken with part 2. That's my memory. Like the confrontation between, like, it just makes the Riddler seem absolutely terrifying.
This Riddler, he's getting, you got glimpses, you know, but you didn't get the full shebang.
Yeah. So you get the full shebang later. And it's just kind of the building blocks. Like, okay, so then it's there's a confrontation between Alfred and Bruce, and you know the sort of slaps Bruce and you know, walks out, and then they reconvene and stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just all these motions. I just feel like it's this machine turning. And this goes with what you were saying earlier, James. Like, it just feels like it's going through the motions until it can get to a place that we already know it's going to get. And so, like, you're just kind of, I think he gets by on some of the charm of the Red Hood as a villain.
Yeah.
Especially since he's going to be the Joker. It's nice to think of him as like proto Joker.
His monologues are cool, and I did like that little spin at the end when they were looking for the body, and they found the previous Red Hood's corpse in a barrel of lye.
Oh, is this in one of the backup strips, or
I
I
might have gone into the. Hang on, where did I go get that out of?
Yeah, there's some backup strips. I didn't read them, so if there's.
Oh yeah, that's where I got it. It was in one of the.
Right.
Him and he was chatting with Alfred and going over reports, and that I thought that was neat, because then you're like, now I'm getting my beginnings of the Joker, right? So this guy's burned in a vat of chemicals. He was already like a crime boss that was like had a cult following and way of manipulating people, and then now you've got like somebody who's like DNA doesn't track. They don't know who it is.
Yeah. He gets his DNA early in the story though, and he's like, his DNA doesn't match anyone, and like
yeah, that's right.
So it's like those backstories, they just felt like it's kind of just expanding on stuff. I didn't read them because they really weren't required with death of the family, and so I was like, I don't care what Tinny.
As soon as Capullo rests his arm for a month or whatever, you can bow out.
Well, it's not for a month again. Those are backup strips in the regular comic, but they're all put in succession in the collected edition, and that kind of takes away from it as well. Yeah, lots of homages to early Batman. You get the cover of Detective Comics number, what is it, 27 or whatever, where the Batman's swooping down and grabbing some guy, but it's one of the Red Hood fuckers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this thing. I like Bruce Wayne's haircut.
Oh, the army haircut? The jarhead?
Yeah, jarhead Bruce Wayne. I like that a lot.
Yeah, this Bruce Wayne's like a bulldog Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, though. Like
watching him go.
Yeah, he's a machine. Especially once he gets his bat costume on, he's like a frothing maniac.
I like that I'm pleased that they didn't fuck around too much with like talking about the costume or anything. It's just like he's like, I'll become a bat, and then all of a sudden he's wearing a costume.
Yeah. I'm glad there wasn't any need to. Well, I think that was part of the charm in the writing too, is that like he's giving you origin stories, but he didn't jerk you off too badly. He didn't rehash where he didn't need to. He was like, bam, this happens.
Mm-hmm.
He pushes through for his story, which is a good play. I think this Bruce Wayne's a bit problematic.
Okay.
How does he go out in public? He consistently gets beat up by crooks and calls people out on the fucking news. Like this guy, this is not a socialite.
Well, that's it. And how's he going to become a socialite? Like, I don't think Scott Snyder's. I might be wrong, because we didn't read the Court of Owls or whatever, and so I don't recall. But I don't think Scott Snyder's Batman is much of a socialite. I don't think he plays up that element at all. Like, I don't think he plays up the Downton Abbey type stuff. Like, he's not interested in that. It's like sci-fi adventure, action adventure.
He doesn't even fake it like the old Nolan Batman.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's for the best, because like it actually limits, in a lot of ways, it limits Bruce Wayne to have like essentially two secret identities. Like, the reason Clark Kent acts like such a buffoon is I guess no, that's dumb. I was gonna say that they were different, but I think that's actually the same thing. Like, Bruce Wayne acts like a buffoon, and in order to hide, like, just throw people off the scent of the fact that he's Batman. But yeah, I much prefer when he's more of a force. Like, remember when we were doing Azzarello and Bermejo's Batman?
Yeah.
That Bruce Wayne, I like that Bruce Wayne, and this is kind of more like that guy, where he's just like, yeah, he'll have drinks with the director of the CIA. It's like he's a dangerous man who hangs out with dangerous people.
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, if you get a chance to write a book like this, take your chances. Like, make changes, like fuck whatever, let your run go, right? I'm sure they fucking limit you though.
Yeah, but I don't.
The
yeah,
Watch
yeah.
They're like, well, this is awesome and everything, Greg, but we're gonna have to 0 year you. Oh fuck, what?
Yeah, this is what he wanted. He wanted this, and like I read the script for the first issue at the back. Like Scott doesn't strike me as a guy who's trying to buck the system at all as far as Batman goes. He just wants to make it like awesome, like this is going to be a really cool panel. Greg,
Well,
he's always talking,
great success.
Well, no, it's true. But I mean, like that's all he's really aiming to do, and like great effect achieved. And that's good too. That's fine. I'm just saying that he's not trying to, like break the mold or anything.
Do you have the collected issue that has his screenplays and shit in it?
Well, the script, you mean? Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, I read the script.
You got that one too, eh? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's not. It's light. It's actually kind of a light script. And it didn't feel like it would be, but I think Greg just brings so much to the table.
You got Greg, man.
Yeah.
And Greg was like, did I have a couple complaints about Greg last time? Which I don't normally do.
I think I had a complaint or two. I think his storytelling was off from moment to moment.
This was not off.
That's a good point. Yeah.
If I'm thinking of Death in the Family, like not for a moment was there a panel where I was like, what the? Mm-hmm. This one was spot on from Greg. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it took him four full trade paperbacks to realize his full potential.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He does seem to go from strength to strength, and the action's really cool. Like that thing where he's on that they're at Ace Chemicals and he's fighting those guys up on the platform or whatever, and he's doing gymnastic shit, crossing hand over hand and then kicking someone in the face. That's good. That's the kind of bad action you want, and that's it's surprising how rare that is, given that you can literally draw anything you want if you have a pencil, but not everyone can draw whatever they want.
That's true. Even good artists will have like some limitations, and probably acrobatic fighting would be probably high on the limitation list for most graphic artists.
Yeah.
I'm just going out on a limb. I don't know if that's a fact, but I would say that it's probably not exactly an easy path. But Capullo probably is just so used to drawing Spawn, first of all, who that's an odd thing to draw, and then also, how long has the writing been bad? Forever. So like maybe
for as far as he's concerned, within his career,
So Greg Capullo comes over being one of the greatest artists, literally in comic book history. I don't think that's a hot take.
I don't think so. No, at least in modern comics, he's a big deal.
For modern comic book, like last 2 decades of comics, like if you want to talk about a top 10 list, I think you can get him down to top 5. But he's never worked with a good writer before.
That's true.
There's nothing. I mean, take me to task on that if you want.
No, you're right. That's what makes this so special. Like the closest he's worked to a good writer would be like way back in the day when he was doing X-Force with Fabian Nicieza. And that's really stretching it. And then past that,
that's way back there too. And
like the beginning of his career. Yeah.
Yeah, and then these guys were trying to come up with like fucking X-Force. Like the X-Men and stuff was trying to come up with, by that point it had been around so fucking long that they were trying to come up with like weird like sci-fi tropes and stuff to use and trying to like redesign everything they were doing, and it was like one of the fucking early 90s. Ugh.
Oh yeah, his costume design not so good. You go back to those; they're very.
Nobody was doing anything good during that time. I don't know.
I think his are especially bad. Like those X-Force things where everyone's all like Dayglow and puffy, and you're just like.
Yeah, but you know what was happening is people were starting to not accept cocaine as much, but everyone was still wearing neon tracksuits. That was a weird time. It was dark time.
Dark time. How do you feel about, speaking about costumes? Dude's got the purple gloves. How do you feel about the purple
Oh,
Batman gloves?
I like the purple gloves.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
We
And
differ on that.
no, I've grown to like the purple gloves because like my friend Jason pointed out to me like it's classic. You know, like the original Batman had purple gloves, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And so like it's one of those homage things. You know, it's like just a
Yeah, and I like the body armor suit. I like the retractable fucking thing, bat
gun,
things in this. No, when he does the retractable bat things in the sleeve.
right?
That's when he was doing one of his terrorist fights at the beginning.
Oh, right. You mean? Oh, I see. So yeah, because you're right. He doesn't constantly have spikes out of his arm, but when he needs to, can have spikes out of his arm.
Yeah. Because he's Batman.
He's Batman, and he needs spikes from his arm. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I do like I like the addition of Uncle Phil, just so that somebody had somebody to kill.
Yeah, just a little fridging, just to keep it going. Yeah, it's not a fridging, but you know what I mean, though. Just like, just to put that little emotional like connection, once again. Yeah, and he shoots fucking Gordon with a beanbag. That's a nice touch. Getting like Batman's not against guns, he's against bullets.
Oh, well,
yeah, that's all right. So, yeah, they have the confrontation with Red Hood. Red Hood falls
Red
into
Hood's pretty severe.
Yes. Yeah.
Like in terms of like city gang problem.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Wow, that's a big problem.
And it's kind of one of those situations. Like, here's another maybe complaint is that the Red Hood creates Batman in this story. Like basically the Red Hood is the reason like it's not working, and so like what like. But it doesn't quite make sense because like the Red Hood doesn't become afraid of Batman. Like becoming Batman doesn't bring anything special. He's never frightened. Yeah, actually, he doesn't scare a goddamn person. I don't think. Like he beats up on some Red Hood punks and ties them up. But like the fact that he's a creature of the night really doesn't factor into this story.
No,
really weird. Yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say not at all. It's almost like putting on a perv suit bolstered his confidence.
Yeah,
like it was like my own self-image has been bat bonered, like increased by this wearing of a suit, and it just like gave him like more ferocity, which is a weird angle, like you say, rather than being like, wow, this is gonna strike terror in their hearts. No, it's gonna fucking give me like Red Bull terror in my heart. I'm gonna beat the shit out of some crooks dressed like a pervert. And that's
and if you want to put a nicer spin on it, like I think you're right though. I think, but if you wanted to put a nicer spin on it, like because he's fucking around with all these different identities and costumes, early on, and when he's young Bruce Wayne, like what does he love about the city? He says explicitly, it's a place where you can be anyone that you want, and so there's a desire for Bruce even early on to become something else, and but sadly what we discover is he wants to become like a leather daddy vampire guy who beats up on criminals.
Wicked.
That's where he's at. But it doesn't have it kind of, it's there in the background as an idea, but it's not really brought home, but he kind of just wants to like enter into a masquerade with this Red Hood guy. And still wants to save him at the end.
Yeah, which is odd.
It is.
Like,
it is an interesting, but yeah.
There's no motive for him to want to save the Red Hood. He just killed Uncle Phil, in cold blood. You witnessed it. That was a family member. Yeah,
I think it's resting a lot on the earlier issues. Like a death of the family. I guess there was was there talk about how he doesn't murder people? I don't remember. It's just like, I don't understand why this Batman doesn't murder. It's not real. Maybe I'm stupid and I'm thinking, on the one hand, I don't want to hear all the bullshit again. But on the other hand, I should hear some of the bullshit again if the Batman's going to be making choices and this is theoretically this is the origin, right? So what's what aspect of the origin keeps him from killing? I suppose I would at least want a moment, like a line or something like that. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and you can handle it in the other Snyder's way, you know, and just have him fucking kill people.
Yeah. That's a different thing.
Just tons of bat collateral damage.
Yeah, just constantly.
Just
that would be maybe
just an absolute fucking. Your corners would be out there picking up charred bodies for a week.
I think that's a Punisher comic that you're.
No, man, the Batman with the fucking machine guns.
I see what you're talking about. You're talking about as bats. You're talking about Nightfall Batman.
No, I'm talking about the Batman versus Superman.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. The Batfleck. I see.
The Batfleck's a fucking animal.
You think he's killing people? He's killing a lot of people. Yeah, he's a killer.
Machine guns.
Yeah, he's
explosions.
He's
yeah, if he runs you off the road, your truck's gonna explode.
Yeah, no, and that's what Snyder brings to the table. Snyder really explicitly in interviews and stuff like Zack Snyder, wrong, different Snyder. He'll say explicitly in interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, Batman's kills. My Batman kills. He should kill. And actually, his Superman kills too, right? That's it's very.
Oh, that's right. They did a whole riff on that.
Yeah. Anyway, he saves the Red Hood, or he tries to, and then Red Hood falls to his death, and it's cool. He's smiling. It's like he understands that there is a mysticism to this story, even though it's. And this gets to the idea that they're fated and connected or whatever. Like even the way we didn't talk about the way in which the origin, I shall become a bat is another layer is put on top of it, and it's given like a sort of mystical sheen. It's sort of mystified through science fiction though, because he drops that hollow ball, right? And then there's the screen, and the cave is brought into the room where all the bats. That explains why there's so many bats and stuff like that. And they fly through his body and stuff like that.
Right.
But at the same time, then the ball drops, and then the original bat from the classic story is still there. And it kind of, it just kind of layers this extra thing on top of it. And similarly, in order to sort of make it sort of more dramatic, more mystical. And similarly with the Joker here, when he's falling into the vat, it seems as if he's doing it on purpose. That he knows what's going to happen afterwards.
Well, that's odd too.
Yeah. And it just gives everything sort of a greater. And in this universe, it makes sense. Like that, our Joker, the one that we saw previously, is a super monster. Totally worthy of the Batman. And
the
Batman.
Capabilities of this guy were up there.
Yeah, but you could tell it's still not. I like that it's proto Joker because you see the elements of the Joker there, and you even see early on. Actually, he's the cabbie that drives Bruce Wayne to his home. And I just thought that was a nice touch, the Batman really doesn't know how close they were once. Like Bruce Wayne doesn't understand that he was driven in a cab by that man once, and then dropped off at his home and then severely beaten by him and exploded and shit like that.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
He was
I just thought, just a nice little touch where it's. And then at the same time, though, he's not super monstrous. This isn't the sort of guy who can make chattering teeth explode from the lake and wrap you up. There's an upgrade happening before that.
Yeah, that's true. This is but this guy just has all the in terms of just having angles and having everybody in his pocket. But it would be scary to have a group of police officers and high profile citizens all blackmailed.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. And it's funny that he's this embodiment of corruption. He's very much about crime. Whereas Joker later on is not really about crime. Crime is just sort of a means to an end, which is fucking with Batman. And yeah, it's just funny that he just kind of becomes distilled afterwards. He's pure corruption, and dropped into a vat and made into like himself sort of a creature of the night. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking pretty highfalutin about this shit. It's I'm just giving him I'm giving Snyder some credit that I don't think this story really deserves. It's
Wow.
like it's kind of fun. It's a fun story, and gives you some stuff to think about, and you're just like, that's good. Not bad by any stretch though.
I really like the Welcome to Bat Country ad.
Yeah, that's nice. Good use of the bat symbol when he blacks out portions of downtown Gotham during the siege on Ace Chemical.
Oh yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Like, that's needless. Like, but I like it. I like you're right. It's like,
Well, there are little details like that, like the guy that's eating the fucking fast drying concrete
cement. Yeah.
speech is like unnecessary for this one little gross moment for you to be like, oh god, what a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a
That
simple
was
page.
Joker. That was Joker-esque.
Yeah, because he's reading a newspaper as he like kicks him off. Actually, not just him. Like, it's a bunch of guys tied together.
Yeah, it's like
And
four
just-
people tied to an anchor, and his crew's like behind him, just watching this guy
Yeah.
enact a full-on horror.
Yeah. Just, yeah. You can be the first bricks in the new city of sand. And I like, that's not a bad line. And you're like thinking of him as, again, at first he's against Gotham, and then later he shifts his attention to Batman. Like his ideas are like, this city's fucked. None of this stuff makes any sense. Everything's built on craziness and insecurity and corruption. And I'm just going to live in that world. And I'm not only going to live in that world, I'm going to be the king of that world. I'm going to be sort of like Satan of that world. And yeah, but then I don't think we see that with Joker later in Snyder's run. I might be wrong. I guess we're going to find out. But it just kind of shifts over to Batman. And that's kind of like lower stakes in a strange way. And kind of pathetic in another strange way. Because, like, who cares? Like, get a life, dude.
Yeah, it's true. He kind of decreased his aspirations and kind of like because like a crime boss that's like more together is scarier than to me than and at least there's a motive. Like, it's not like I mean I know that we've played the crazy guy to death. He's crazy, but like,
Yeah.
really to have an organized crime gang, like if you want to do like if you want to do like one of those like pseudo realism kind of thing with it,
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, I want this to be realistic. So I mean, the guy has to be like a dangerous crime boss that actually cares about crime and cares about making money, than having a successful hold on the city. Like, that's scarier. And I feel like also it makes more sense.
But then he's fighting Kingpin. Like, I agree with you, but then he's fighting Kingpin, and then all of a sudden it's a Daredevil story. Like, there is something about the Joker Batman binary, and you want the Joker to be a guy that shows up at Don Corleone's house and everyone shits their pants. Because he doesn't follow the rules.
Yeah,
He's
someone's
not
gonna die.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be he's showed up, he's chaos, quote unquote chaos.
Because for me, it just makes it harder to tell the Kingpin version of the story. Like, how does the Joker have minions or little bros working for him? It doesn't make any sense at all.
No,
Anybody with half a brain wouldn't go near the fucking guy.
The closest I've come to the Kurt Busiek story about the Joker, where let's look at one of the Joker's minions, let's follow his story, is actually in Brian Azzarello's and Lee Bermejo's To Bring Them Back Joker. And it's mostly it factors around a guy who kind of gets sucked into the Joker's orbit. And I'm not going to say it makes total sense, but and that Joker's so fucking monstrous. Holy shit. And yeah, it kind of makes sense in sort of like a Goodfellas kind of way. But that's That's the only time I've seen that, and honestly, that I don't need to see that story. I don't really care.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like one of the things that's cool, especially for nerds, is to like take things from old stories and just sort of like spin off that, or tell me what happened with that, even if it was like a bit part.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, that's your Kurt Busiek treatment, and that's what he's really good at and always has been. Yeah, it would be tough to, like, if the Joker was the kingpin of crime. But that's Oswald Cobblepot, like you can, or even Two-Face, like you can have.
Lex
There's lots of
Luthor.
you got lots of villains you can fuck around with that idea with, but the Joker. I guess what you're proposing maybe is like a Joker as Moriarty. But I don't know if Moriarty had like I guess he had a crime empire, right? Yeah. So I don't know. It can be done. But like, I don't know what would the Joker's motivation be. Anyway,
I don't know. And
yeah.
it's so hard to write him. How would you write like a psychopath that functioned at that level? Oh, I guess that would be easy, but he would be like fucking freaky, not crazy.
Well, not like when the Joker shows up, he's as we've seen, it has like real horror elements. Like he's a creature of horror that emerges, and you can have a creature of horror who is the crime boss of whatever, but then like you're kind of like then what, that guy from Mr. Big from The Crow or whatever, like he suddenly becomes like that, and that lessens him too. Yeah, it's tough. Like he's a stupid. On the one hand, he's a stupid jester, and I think actually, what, Capullo kind of tried to deal with that. He was like, okay, this is maybe he came to the same conclusion as us. He was like, this is kind of stupid. What if I made it, about the fact that he's a court jester, and one of his jobs is just kind of like keep the Batman sharp. But then that has problems too.
That has a lot of problems.
Yeah. I don't know. We've been going on about this, but like I like this comic. I like these criticisms don't negate the fact that this is kind of a cool comic. I just don't think it was as good as Death of the Family.
Yeah, I'm there with you too. I thought it was really good. I thought it was cool. Didn't miss a beat. Just didn't feel like there were stakes. Death of the Family had like, there was some genuinely like where I was like, whoa, are they gonna do something horrible is happening here, or this has real consequences, and there's more of that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it can only ever be a feeling. It can never be like a reality.
Like, yeah, we can't just butcher Alfred here and serve him on a platter or whatever.
Yeah. We can just turn him into a pale horror that comes out of a hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm. And wonder who those 5 skinned faces belong to.
Now, all we need is a little energon and a lot of luck.